Our first question: will the release of Delhi Chief Minister just before elections work in favor or against the alliance? Second, the next question that we are looking for answer today is the alliance that we are looking, especially the alliance between AAP and Congress. Can they help to challenge the BJP? And our final look at the third big question we are looking for answers: what needs to be done to make people come out and vote, considering there is a heat wave warning on Super Saturday. So all the three questions there to analyze, to help us understand the perspective of the Delhi elections and the pattern that Delhi votes, especially in 2024, looking at 2019 and 2014, also taking the assembly elections into consideration and the combine that's been put together this time. Will that make it a different ball game altogether? Joining us this evening, Shekhar Iyer, senior journalist. Joining us also Sanjay Rana, political analyst, joining us this evening to take these deliberations forward. Let me first come to you, Shekhar Iyer. The battle for Delhi, how does one see it now that there is a combine together, taking on the might of BJP as it looks for a hat-trick?
Well, that's a very big question for the simple reason. The alliance happened at a much later time, one. Secondly, the big question will be whether this alliance is working on the ground. Because a lot of Congress leaders have had reservations over tying up with Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi. Because it was felt that if for the Congress to revive in Delhi, it must flex its own muscles and try to regroup itself to show its presence. But it was decided by Rahul Gandhi that there should be an alliance between Congress and Aam Aadmi Party, which was not much appreciated by many Delhi Congress leaders. Nevertheless, the alliances happened, but at the same time, how much of synergy is taking place, whether that synergy is happening in all the 7 constituencies. So these are some very big questions this Lok Sabha election is going to decide. But like in rest of the country, in Delhi also, the big question is it a third term for Modi or no Modi?
Okay.
Because that is a broad issue before the people of Delhi also in all the 7 Lok Sabha seats.
Okay.
BJP has realized the importance of Delhi and has changed the candidates in all the places excepting one. That is Manoj Tiwari of Delhi Northeast. Otherwise, they have changed all the candidates. So you can see, and Arvind Kejriwal, after release from jail, has made his own condition as a big issue, because he has been saying, if you want me out of the jail, if you want me to keep me out of the jail, then you have to vote the opposition. That's the point he has been making for the last 2 days.
Mr. Rana, could the working class issues, that's another topic that nobody talks about. Could the working class issues actually determine the electoral outcome in this election?
Good evening to fellow panelists. I don't think this is going to work out or making any sense when we talk about working class, because working class, at the end of the day, they are the voters and we need to respect it. When we talk about the Delhi election, it's very interesting data when we compare with the 2009 and 14 as well as 19. So look at the vote share of Congress in 2009. It was approx 57%. It's gone down to 15% in 2014 and again come up to approx 18%. So when you comparing national election and your assembly elections, two different things altogether. If you look at strategy of Bharatiya Janata Party, they had tried to manage anyway this voting or 2024 or 2014 or 2019. It's all the election happened on Modi face, no doubt on that. And this particular election is happening on Modi face, no second thought. But they are also trying to manage the caste system Look at the people, how they are selected the candidate. I'm talking about taking Manoj Tiwari
and
ji, Kanhaiya Kumar, any Kanhaiya Kumar is any helicopter candidate. I'm not going to call him as a candidate. But why Congress had planted him? There was a reason behind it. It is coming from Bihar. And if you look at that constituency, majorly,
I have made a mention about
yes, very much. It's Purvanchal vote. Those called Bihari or Eastern UP people are staying there and they are voting to the candidate as well as to the party, but not making much difference in terms of candidate. There are people right now, whether it's in Delhi or whether it's UP, take it. I'm talking about complete nation as a country. People are voting for a leader. People are voting for a party. People are voting for the development, and they have various other agenda behind it. But they are not voting for any candidate. I would say, I can blindly say on your national television, people, 98% people are voting on the name of Mr. Narendra Modi.
Okay, Mr. Iyer, looking at just the 2019 data, both the assembly, the 2020 assembly elections, the 2019 Lok Sabha data, BJP managed to get roughly around 57% of the vote share. That's an average that you draw from all the 7 seats. You get a Congress that's got a 22.5. You take it on the upper end, 23%. You've got AAP that's got close to 18%. Cobble that together, you still don't look formidable. So what's the sense of this alliance when in the neighboring state of Punjab, you again go solo?
Yeah, and that is why I said, if this alliance, even if you were to do this arithmetic of adding the two parties' vote percentage, because a lot of chemistry is also involved. Because, see, all along, even in the excise scam and case in which Arvind Kejriwal was arrested by Enforcement Directorate, the first demand for action against Kejriwal in this case came from the Congress, and that too from the Delhi Congress leaders. But the High Command persisted and the line had to be changed. So you saw many leaders, coming out with statement in support of Kejriwal after the arrest happened. And subsequently we saw he was in jail, and there was a lot of rumbling within the Delhi Congress, because the Congress leaders of Delhi have felt that Kejriwal, developed his party at the cost of the Congress. He blamed us, he accused us of corruption, and we were given a bad image by Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party, and that is how Aam Aadmi Party grew in Delhi. So this was our moment, our opportunity to recoup ourselves and then make our presence. But what has happened is, because of Rahul Gandhi's, the main focus being to see that opposition parties come together no matter whatever difficulties that Congress may face. So with that view, we have seen these alliances happen in Delhi. But as I mentioned, in all the 7 constituencies, I'm not sure whether there is kind of a chemistry happening in all the 7 constituencies. In some constituencies, yes, AAP functionaries and Congress functionaries are working together. But there are also constituencies where I hear that there are reservations, because at that level there are difficulty in coordination. But the bigger thing is, of course, the new challenge is what Kejriwal has been facing, and he has made his own issue as a big thing. And you can see how Arvind Kejriwal has decided to project his wife in this campaign. And we saw yesterday, even 2 days, she was doing the talking and he was standing beside her, rather behind her. Now we are seeing that Sunita Kejriwal herself is, has been doing lot of road shows, doing door-to-door campaign. So you can see that Aam Aadmi Party is looking at these Lok Sabha elections as some kind of a test of Kejriwal's popularity and whether the sympathy factor is at work for him, because on June 1st he has to go back to Tihar jail because he came out on interim bail. And he has been making it a point in this campaign, making his own situation as an issue, saying that if you ensure opposition victory, that is how I will be prevented from going back to jail, because I have a lot more to do for Delhi. Of course, BJP has been going very aggressively against Kejriwal, against the AAP candidate, as well as against the Congress, and PM has done 2 meetings in Delhi.
Mr. Rana, when one takes a look at national cities, Delhi, Mumbai, Mumbai is voted, we looked at the numbers, not pretty enthusiastic when it comes to voters coming and voting. All the talking is done in those drawing rooms. and bedrooms, but when it comes to coming out and voting, Mumbai has disappointed. Do you feel a similar trend? Because Delhi also votes on a weekend, a Saturday. Would people look at it more as an extended weekend and skip voting? Is that a cause of concern, especially for the Election Commission and the political parties?
It's a cause of concern for everyone. It is cause of concern for us as well, because if you're not voting, then you cannot blame to government, whosoever is going to come. When we talk about the Mumbai is always, whether it's 2019 or 2014, if you look at the data, it's always less than Delhi for sure. Delhi voters are obviously, it's got cosmopolitan city, so people think that they are white collar people and they are more literate and they feel aram se jayenge, and that kind of attitude they have, which is not the right attitude, number one. Number two, if you look at the first phase of election, how it's happened, most of the people taking that election, Friday was the election, first phase of election, and people take long weekend, let's go, mere ek vote se kya hota. It's not a matter of whether my one vote is going to impact or not. It's your moral duty to go and cast your vote, which is the principal thing which we need to follow it. When we talk about I'm discussing the scenario of Delhi. So Delhi, there's no 2+2 in politics for sure. We were expecting that something is going to make impact as soon as ED has arrested Mr. Kejriwal, but they could not able to encash the, I would say, activity or what called event, you can say, whatever can sentence or word you can use it. They could not able to do it, and they were trying to narrate the story. But in last 10 years, if you look at the Kejriwal way of working, he's not able to articulate the deliverables which he has to deliver. He has been talking about school, hospitals, road, flyovers, education, development, but nothing is there on the street or on practical, you can say that they cannot name anyone. So somehow people are realizing this. If you look at assembly election, why people are voting, maybe for the free or something like that. When it comes to national election, they are choosing a candidate who can deliver his or her promises for the country and take the country to the next level. So that's a totally different issue altogether. This time Kejriwal image is not at all supporting him, number one. Number two, look at the way Kejriwal is trying to portray or position his wife as a party chief, which is not, most of the people, most of the Karkarta are not liking it. And second thing, again I'm saying again and again in all the debates I mentioned very categorically, this election is Modi plus BJP. It's simple. If you look at removing Modi from the BJP, is automatically reducing approx 18 to 20% vote percentage. Overall vote percentage, whatever the BJP is getting. So look at how BJP is making a strategy, the kind of things they are putting, the kind of efforts they are putting for election, no doubt. They were trying. Kejriwal is the only person who can at least try to compete with Mr. Modi. None of the opposition leader can make it. And the alliance which they made in Delhi, it was suicidal for Aam Aadmi Party as well as for the Congress, as Mr. Iyer mentioned. First of all, there was only one seat they were strong. It's called Chandni Chowk. If you look at Chandni Chowk, all the assemblies, I think
all are with BJP, all are with the
AAP Aadmi Party. So their vote percent, if combined together, is coming approx 46 to 47%. And if you look at Delhi, average BJP vote is coming 57%. There was some chances, some vote percentage is going down and their vote percentage is going up. There was a probability for Congress to win it, but they are not putting the effort. Ideally,
okay, Mr. Iyer, one takes a look at Kejriwal, the pitch that he's been making time and again, from the time he's out from jail, and all the speeches that he's made. Do you somewhere feel the people in Delhi would feel left out at the end of the day, because this is all about me, myself, and my vote, and vote for me, so that I am out of this, I am out of that, and that leaves the voters disheartened or disillusioned, and at the end of the day, why should we come out and vote?
I will agree with you, Anil, because no politician, whichever party, if he is facing a corruption charge and he has to go to jail, I don't see, big sympathy developing for that person. Though politicians tend to think that there will be sympathy. See, people don't sympathize with those who are accused of corruption. Because the tendency is to think, okay, he has done all this. And he is saying that all that is happening to him because Prime Minister wants Kejriwal not to do anything for people of Delhi. Prime Minister wants to prevent good things happening to people of Delhi by putting him in jail. This is what he has been saying in the campaign. If I have to summarize his
Okay.
campaign. Now, is this an argument that the voters are looking at? See, voters are always looking at what is it for me. And when the national mood, we know what is the national mood. Can Delhi defy the national mood? Simply because two parties have formed an alliance. These are some of the questions that will be settled after the voting take place on May 25th. Anil.
Okay, it's an interesting battle, 7 seats. I'm quickly going to take your comments.